What's up, everybody? We back with another video. Today, we're gonna be looking at the new UI. Alright, man, so first, we're going to be taking a look at just a regular home page. So right off the bat, the very first thing that I have noticed when it came down to this update in the new UI is this little thing on the side over here. So normally, you would have to either click on your social tab, or you would have to click on the club tab, or you would have to go into a queue in order for you to have to see your friends list on the side over here. But now, as soon as you log into the game, you can look at this list on the right side to figure out which people are actually online before you even go into a lobby. That's definitely going to come in handy, man, because I know for a fact a lot of the time I get online and I'm just like, man, I wonder who's online right now. I got to go all the way into the lobby just for me to find out. But now we can figure out who's online already. You can see they also have 3 separate sections up here. They got following for the people that you are following. They also have recent, which is actually a really good addition to the game, because sometimes I team up with someone and they're really good, but I forget to follow them. So seeing this recent list right here definitely comes in handy. And on top of that, you don't have to be following them in order for you to invite them to a match. You also got the club tab right here. Not going to break that down too much, man, because we already know that. So also we look at the middle right here. Now at first they had everything bunched up on the right side of the screen. It was taking up a bunch of space, but they just packed everything into one little small area at the bottom of the middle of the screen. And one thing I noticed when it came down to Season Pass, when you make it to the next tier, back then it would have like this yellow aura around it. The circle will be shining to let you know that you have rewards waiting for you. But yesterday I got to like tier 19 to the gold upgrade cards, and I didn't have any real indicator to actually let me know that I actually made it to the next tier of my season pass. So Raccoon Digi, it's actually a pretty good change the way that you packed everything down here. My only problem with it is we need to know when we have a reward waiting for us so we can know when we made it to the next tier. So yeah, they got everything packed up into the bottom down here, really nice. So the flat icons, they look okay. I really prefer the icons with the pop to them, but I can see the thing that they're going for here. This flat style, it actually looks really nice and really clean, especially with the new way that they organize the home screen. So on the side over here, you can see mall, event, task, and ranking. That's the same spot they were in before. The only difference is the change of the way the icons look. So we're gonna jump into the next category. All right, next we're looking at the player profile. So I really enjoy the changes to the player profile, man. Like this little section right here, it doesn't really make much of a difference, but if we click on social page right here, you can see it has social purpose, desired, club, active time, specialized, and country/region. This is gonna make it so that if someone clicks on your profile to try to figure out more about you before they decide if they want to follow you or not, they can just look at this stuff right here to figure out if you're someone they actually want on their friends list. Like if they're looking for a small forward person to play with, they can just click on my profile. They can see that I desire to play small forward. They can also see that I specialize in playing small forward as well. They can see the time that I'm playing this game. You can see I got every day and all day because the grind does not stop, man. I love this game. So let's take a look at statistics. That actually looks pretty nice. Now, some of the stuff on here, when you pull up the menu, there's a transparent background, and it makes the icons just blend in with the back. But inside the section right here, you can see it has a white background, so that the icons and stuff, you can actually pay more attention to those without getting them confused with what's behind it. So that's definitely going to come in handy, man. As you can see, I played 5,778 matches since this game has come out, and that's only on this account. I play on 3 different accounts. I'm pretty sure I got like 2,000 or 3,000 on the other ones. Don't judge me, man. So let's click on honor. I like how they zoomed in on the icons and made them a little bit bigger so we can see what's actually going on inside of there. So that's a really nice change, Raccoon Digi. So click on match records. Not much of a change here besides the fonts. And if we click on gift records, you can see the charm icon has been changed to a flat one. So that looks really nice as well. And let's go back in there, man. I don't understand how I got out of there. So yeah, man, let's jump to the next category. All right, we got the event page pulled up. So right off the bat, man, I'm noticing this change of the background. Rocket looks really dope back there, man. So once again, just simple icon changes, and a transparent background on this doesn't actually look too bad because the colors aren't the same as what's going on behind it. So let's just keep scrolling down. Just keep scrolling down just for the sake of demonstration, man. So they moved the free ad section inside of the event tab. Make sure y'all keep that in mind if you were looking for that and you didn't see it at the top of the screen. You got to click on events, and then you got to click on free. Then you can watch your 10 free ads. So the recruit section looks completely different as well. They put some Minecraft characters up there, man. I feel like it's kind of lazy design work to constantly use these Minecraft looking characters, but I'm not going to judge you, Raccoon Digi. If it saves you some money, just make sure you're using that money to fix your game, right? So recruit looks really nice as well. It definitely looks better than it did before. I like the new look, Raccoon Digi. Thank you. And also, back then we had a yellow arrow to show us that's the button for us to go back to where we were before, but now we have this arrow with a squiggly tail and a basketball sticking out of it. That looks really nice, Raccoon Digi. So let's jump to the next one. All right, next up, we're looking at the mall. Not really much of a change here aside from the fact that they changed the way the background looked. So we're not going to look too much at this. The only thing I wanted to point out when it came to the shop is that your member rewards are going to be inside the shop now. If you also could not find that, it is definitely inside the shop. You just click shop, then you click member, then you claim your rubies, your gold, and your speakers. Got club pulled up, so this looks really nice as well. Now remember earlier when I said the transparent background to this stuff, it just kind of blends in with the background. So if you look over here to the right side where it says the current club rewards increase, task rewards plus 50%, so on and so forth, that looks really strange over there because the words, you can barely see them because of that dark house that's kind of behind it, like the word task in the middle of membership. You can barely see it, and I have really good eyesight, so it doesn't affect me very much, but we got to think about everyone when it comes down to these things, man. So once again, transparent background. I'm not judging you, Raccoon Digi, but you can just put a white background behind these. We don't really need the transparent backgrounds. I can see the look you were going for, but it is not working the way that you wanted it to. Well, this transparent background right here is actually nice because they have a darker color behind it, like a transparent black. You can actually see the words. It's not blending in with the background. They probably saw that it was blending in with the background, so they made it into a black background. Just go ahead and copy that recipe onto everything else, Raccoon Digi. We will be grateful. So once again, man, transparent background. We can barely read the names. The font is also kind of small, so you can't really see very well. And we're gonna click on apply. Transparent a transparent background once again. So jump to the next one. All right, we got the ability tab pulled up. So right here, you can see they got a picture of the person that you're actually looking at your abilities and strengthen and assist tab for. So that's a really nice change as well. I like how they put the icons over there. White looks really dope, man. Even inside the uniform that I'm using at the current moment. So all you got to do to find the next person that you want to look at the stuff for, you just click on this little icon over here with the black person and the clear person behind it, and it'll pull up all your people. Now you can click on center to just pull up your centers. You can pull up your small forwards, You were able to do this before, but I feel like this is a whole lot more convenient having them down here at the bottom because it creates more space for you to do more stuff at the top. So let's click on strengthen. So transparent background. You can't really see as good as you could before, but it's not so bad to a point where you can barely see. So let's click on assist. This looks really nice too. I really like how they changed the backgrounds and also the new player icons. So as you can see, man, the point guard square is green. So White has a green line behind him, but the small forward square is blue. So Greta has a blue line behind her, and Marcus's, he has a orange around his SG. So he has an orange line behind him and Hoy as well. So that's a really nice change too, Raccoon Digi. I like how you're trying to make the game more visually satisfying for our eyes. So let's jump to the next one, man. All right, we're looking at training. We got some new icons to show us exactly what it is that we're looking for. And also, it actually looks a whole lot cleaner than it did before. These flat icons and these flat words and the new font really look really nice to me, man. So shout out to Raccoon Digi for that change. It looks really nice, man. So I'm pretty sure if we click on these, it'll be the exact same thing inside of there. So let's just jump to the next one. All right, so when you click on ladder, normally this looked kind of plain at first, but now they got some characters on each side that looks really nice. And also the season thing that tells you how much longer the season is, it stands out a bit more because they made the words red. So that's definitely gonna come in handy as well. And you can see the next reward. It used to be at the bottom left. You'd have to really look for it initially anyway to find out that that even exists. But now it's right here packed in with everything else, along with your wins and your win rate and your longest win streak. And you can also see your elo down here at the bottom. Now it used to be like far off to the right at the bottom of the screen, and it was really small and the letters were black. They kind of blended in with the background so you didn't know it was back there, but now it's just right there at the bottom, so you can just look at your elo easily. You can also find it easily, man. So we're gonna click one person, probably ask them to say hey to YouTube for me. So you can see on the side over here, when I'm inviting people, it's still in the same spot, but instead of having to click on the square on the right side of the screen and hit the invite button, all I gotta do is just look to the side and it'll show me everyone on my list. Now, why is this a really good change? That's because before, if someone that you were inside the lobby with ended up clicking start and searching for a person, then you could not click on the square and hit the invite button to find someone. But with this method right here, you can still look through while you're searching for a random teammate. Definitely comes in handy. I actually utilized that yesterday. So it was a random, someone left, and then I invited someone while we were searching, and that person I invited joined, and we got the dub, man. So really nice change, Raccoon Digi. We're just gonna invite, let's see if we got anybody inside the club. Nope. Don't have anyone in there, man. I'm not going to invite anyone. Just picture a Marcus on my right side and a Rocket on my left. And that's what it's going to look like. Now, you can see down here, it's also showing that I'm SS. Now, it's going to be sparkling, and it's going to be a whole lot shinier when you have all your cells unlocked. They also show your position, and they also show if you're wearing clothes or not, so your teammates can know if you actually have a stat boost. So now, you don't have to team up with that B rank Marcus because you didn't know he was B rank. You can just look at his rank, ask him to swap, and if he does not swap, you definitely have the option to leave. All right, now we got the bag pulled up. I'm not really too fond of the new icons, to be completely honest. On top of that, they got this transparent background, once again, making it kind of difficult to actually tell what you're looking at. So the opacity on the icons, they did a really good job in making sure that the opacity was high enough to actually see the icons. But this transparent background, Raccoon Digi, behind these icons, it's just not working, man. This black background you got on the back over here definitely helps. So please either make these backgrounds a solid white or give them a black clear background with lower opacity so that we can actually see what we're looking at. Because look on the black side over here, man, you can still see what's going on behind it, but you can also see what's going on in front of it. So make sure you copy that recipe to the rest of it, Raccoon Digi. It doesn't have to be now, it doesn't have to be within the next month, but just make sure you consider the people who have a very hard time seeing stuff. So you can see now when it comes down to the clothes, the icons, they're packed in more together, and they also have a completely solid background instead of just having kind of a solid background like they did before. Like back then we had a light blue. You could tell it was blue, but it was a light blue, and we had a light green, but these darker colors, they're actually more satisfying to the eyes, and it's easier to tell what color gear you're looking at. Especially if you're a colorblind person, man, because that light green and that light blue, probably difficult for a colorblind person to see. So really good change, Raccoon Digi. Thank you for considering that, if you did consider it. So we click on the scoring shows. They got these ugly icons on here. So these Minecraft characters, once again, I feel like they could have had these icons doing what's actually happening inside the scoring show, because all of these are just showing leap of victory. Freestyle, does this look anything like the icon, man? But I'm not going to call them lazy because it doesn't actually matter. All right, last thing we're gonna be looking at is the character tab. So we got white pulled up. So back then when it came down to equipping what kind of skin you wanted to use, it would be like far on the right side at the bottom, mixed in with a bunch of other stuff. So now they show it on the right side. You can just scroll over. You can actually see the entire skin on the preview, which definitely comes in handy, but you actually have to scroll over to it, so you would have been able to see the whole thing anyway, even if they just showed the face. But you can just look right here. You can see I'm on this skin. Then you can look to the side. You can see that whole skin as well before you even go over there, man, so you don't necessarily have to. So now they have the height and the weight right there. You don't have to click on details anymore. I mean, not details, but abilities. In order for you to see your height and your weight now, so that's really going to come in handy. The exclusive skills, instead of being at the top up here, above where they had the skins and stuff, they put it right here on the left side of your character, so you can actually see your exclusive skills just a little bit better, even though they're all packed up down there into one little space. So let's click on abilities. Now back then you had to click on abilities and then click on details. It caused a lot of confusion when it came down to figuring out how you're actually supposed to be viewing your stats, because at first, before you clicked on details, they would just show this web over here giving you a general idea of what the character is good at, and then you had to click on details in order for you to see your stats. But now they're showing both of those on the exact same screen, which is a really good change, especially for the newer players, so they can just easily see their stats. So let's click on mastery. once again, man, the transparent background is not blending in with the background too much, so I'm not going to complain about that little section right there. So yeah, man, overall, in terms of appearance, I would say I would give it maybe a 6 or a 7 in terms of appearance, because the icons, they actually look pretty nice and cartoonish, but the transparent backgrounds on some of the stuff, just blending in with the background of what's going on behind it, it doesn't exactly help Raccoon Digi, especially for a colorblind person. So make sure you take them into consideration. Make these transparent white backgrounds into transparent black backgrounds, or just make them a solid color with very high opacity, and everything should be good at that point. So in terms of convenience, I would give that maybe an 8 or a 9, especially inside this little section right here, because they have everything actually organized a whole lot better than it was before. Like if we go back to the home screen, for example, man, you can see that the fact that everything is organized in a really nice way, and also the convenience of being able to see who is actually online before you jump into a lobby or click on your social tab or click on your club tab, it definitely comes in handy. You won't have to wait until you get into a lobby to figure out who's online anymore. And also this recent tab right here, it also going to come in handy because you're going to be looking for people sometimes. And back then you had to click on your profile, then you had to click on match records, then you had to click on the icon next to the match, and then you had to click on the person's name, and then you had to click on details, and then you had to click on follow. Well, you don't have to click details and then follow, but you get where I'm going with this, man. You can just go back to the home screen, click on recently, scroll down until you find that guy that helped you destroy that really good team, and you can just follow them. And if you don't want to follow them, you can just invite them to a match. So yeah, man, 8 out of 9 in terms of that. That's it. Now catch you on the next one.